Oh, who is she? Queen of charcuterie. By the time this vlog is up, you'll already have seen the Music Cares 2024 Person of the Year Gala vlog. But it is about 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm still on LA time. I've just come to Trader Joe's to get some groceries. It is so sunny outside, so I feel like I'm squinting. So I'm gonna pop over to Costco very quickly. I have a lot of work to do this afternoon. I have a chiropractor appointment this afternoon, and then just a bunch of errands and running around. Today's kind of a catch-up day, but trying to be that person who gets home, laundry is done right away, groceries are done right away, and it's exhausting. These are gonna be a staple ever since Nice. Gotta have my niçoise salad. Let's be honest, the real reason anyone comes to Costco is the samples. One of the things I probably miss the most about being in France is that you can get sparkling water pretty much everywhere. So we're gonna get some Miss Pellegrino and bring it home with us. You know, when you see a sign like this, it's meant to be. If you don't have Costco, I can understand how crazy overwhelming this must all seem, but to point out the prices, Veuve Clicquot is normally $72, $75, and the Costco price is $65. Because it is almost Valentine's Day, I'm also going to get a bottle of rosé. We will both be traveling in separate places on Valentine's Day, but at least this way he can have a little something at home from me. I will say, it's not very frequently that I come to Costco during the week, and I much prefer the level of traffic compared to on the weekends. A little grocery haul from Trader Joe's and Costco, because I enjoy watching grocery hauls. To start, we have a couple of bottles of bubbly. One is just the Kirkland brand Prosecco, and then the Trader Joe's Blanc de Blanc. This is really good. We had this on New Year's Eve and it seemed to be a big hit. And as I showed you for Valentine's Day, I picked up a bottle of the Romance by Burn, which I have not had this rosé before, but it's festive and you can't go wrong with that. I feel like I need to bend down a little bit, otherwise I'm like oddly tall. Okay, I got a Cruciferous Crunch collection from Trader Joe's, just because when I want a salad, just having romaine can be a little bit boring. So I'll mix the two and it just gives it a nice crunch. Salsa, because Trader Joe's chunky salsa is the best. A couple of little snack-sized Greek yogurts. I like the non-fat plain. I know everyone says, oh, you should have full-fat yogurt, but honestly, when it's just a snack, I don't want like the caloric density that whole fat yogurt has. And then a few more snacks for my little girls' night tomorrow. We have carrots and some cucumbers. The best hummus, the Trader Joe's hummus dip. And honestly, looking at the ingredient list, there's nothing bad in here. A lot of hummuses that you can buy in main market, like supermarkets, they have a lot of bad like oils and sugars and things like that. The Trader Joe's hummus dip does not. So this is a great option if you're looking to eat with a little bit cleaner of a label. And then because we are going to be discussing some French and perhaps speaking in French and all of the French things, we have cheese. Because what girls' night is complete without cheese? Brie, a smoked Dutch Gouda, this is the best Gouda. My fiance and I have sampled like every different kind of Gouda you can imagine. Trader Joe's takes the cake. And then the black pepper Toscana cheese, also really good. And then I typically don't do canned foods, but When I make shakshuka, which if you've never had shakshuka, it's an egg dish, but it's kind of in a tomato, onion sort of stew that you do on your stove, and then the egg actually poaches in that liquid. So Trader Joe's carries the organic crushed tomatoes, and I really just like using the entire can when I make shakshuka. Just add whatever you want, and it doesn't make it like overly salty and bitter. Quinoa, because I'm still on my no gluten diet, which I definitely did not follow in Los Angeles. And ladies, play nicely. And I definitely felt it. So I don't think I'm gonna be cheating on the no gluten thing anytime soon. Then I also picked up these thin mini crackers. They're like a rice cracker, and they're pretty good. They've got a weird aftertaste, but for a night like tomorrow night when I'm having cheese and I want something to put it on that isn't bread, unfortunately, these are actually okay. More festive things for Valentine's Day. I actually like Trader Joe's dish soap. So I got the lavender dish soap and then their kitchen, the lemon hand soap. Because we are completely out. And that's not something you can really scrape by when you don't have it. Later this week, I'm going to be making pain au chocolat because I have figured out how to do puff pastry. I did grab a couple bars of chocolate because you do have to fill it, obviously. And the darker the chocolate, the better, in my opinion. We were out of pepper, so I grabbed a pepper. And then I also found this aglio olio, which the gal at the register told me this is brand new. She said it tastes kind of like the little seasoning blend that you get at Carrabba's when they give you the bread and the oil. So very excited to try this out. No bread for me, but I'll put it on something else. And then of course some limes. I put lime juice on everything. Salads, whatever, it's great. Lemons, and a few shallots. Then we have some anchovies, which I showed you while I was there. I really liked the Niçoise salads we made the other day, and I had to find anchovies at Kroger, and they were like twice as expensive as they were at Trader Joe's. And they were so good. I was a little leery of how anchovies not in France would taste, and they weren't bad. The Niçoise salad is officially in the rotation of meals for lunch. And finally, I'm not gonna show it because it will maybe not be Valentine's Day already by the time this video comes out, but every time, I'll show you the backs. Every time I go to Trader Joe's, I always stop at the card rack because where else can you find cards for, it's either 99 cents or $1.99, and they're actually a decent quality, and they come with an envelope, and honestly, I like these a lot better than the ones at Target that are like $5.99 to $8.99 for the card. Like, forget the card, just give me a gift card for that amount. But Trader Joe's, it's absolutely worth it. So I pick a few up every time I go, and I have a shoebox full of all kinds of different occasion cards, from birthdays to get well soon to I miss you, and they had their Valentine's Day options out. Adding to the collection. That's everything from Trader Joe's. Moving on to Costco. Now, I realized as soon as I got to my car that I bought quinoa at Trader Joe's, but I also bought quinoa at Costco because I do eat it every day, so it's not like this is gonna go to waste. The gluten-free life is really not for me, but I'm doing it. So we have more quinoa than we know what to do with. You can't go to Costco without getting the rotisserie chicken. So I will put that on salads this week, and then he can finish it with pasta or whatever when he gets home from LA. Mushrooms, the Flavor Bomb tomatoes. I used to get the cherry tomatoes, like the big thing of cherry tomatoes. The Flavor Bombs are so much better. Like, I think they're $2 more expensive or something, really small, but it's worth it. So next time you're at Costco and you're reaching for tomatoes, get the Flavor Bombs because they are so good. And because I missed it in France, it's a workout. I got my S. Pellegrino. I wish, like, in that one vlog when I was in the hotel in Lille, how every floor of the hotel had that little water dispenser and you could get bubbly water or still water or whatever your heart desired. I wish we had one of those in our house. I might see if that's something that can be done very easily. I feel like not, but it doesn't hurt to check. And then last but not least, inspired by Miley Cyrus's performance last night at the Grammys, I bought myself flowers. I just thought it'd be nice to have something to brighten up the house. I have a beautiful 2 dozen of roses that I'm looking at right now on our kitchen table, but they're almost dead, unfortunately. So for the coming week, I have now this beautiful arrangement, And when Sandy gets home on Thursday, hopefully he will enjoy them too. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot eggs. I like the Costco eggs because they have a really nice amber yolk, which means the egg is healthy. I don't get the organic ones, I will admit, because the organic ones come in a pack of 24, and 18 is already pushing it for me. I like eggs. I eat maybe 2 every day or every other day, so having 24 eggs is just a bit much. That is the Trader Joe's Costco haul for today. I'm actually pretty proud of myself that I got staples and veered off the path very little. I think we managed pretty well at Trader Joe's, practiced some good self-control. Maybe not so much with the samples at Costco, but cheese and meat, you can't really go wrong when you can't have gluten, so I stuck to my diet. I'm gonna put all of this away and get back to work, and we'll check in with you later. It's about 6 o'clock on Monday, and I just wanted to show you what I was starting to make for dinner because I am using the new aglio olio seasoning blend from Trader Joe's, and I think it's gonna be delicious. I've just got some cauliflower that I've chopped up. I'm gonna add some zucchini. I've got my mushrooms over there. Shout out to Estee Lalonde on the YouTubes. And then I'm just gonna toss all of it with some olive oil, add the spices, and put it over quinoa. Now, if you're thinking that is a lot of cauliflower, you're absolutely right. This is an entire Costco-sized bag of cauliflower. So I'm not planning on eating it all in one sitting, rest assured. Just got our tricolor quinoa as our base. And then I've just added some of the roast vegetables. And why is it when you roast vegetables, mushrooms like disappear? I didn't just pick them out. They shrivel up really tiny. And last but not least, we've got our little omelet. And this is a pretty standard dinner for me. Just vegetables, quinoa, and egg, or sometimes I'll switch it up and do tuna or chicken, but it's eggs for tonight. Can't forget the aminos. I've just come up from the basement because it is officially February, which means we get to decorate for Valentine's Day. Of course, we have the coffee mugs. This one from Starbucks a few years ago. And then these ones I got at Target last year or 2 years ago. And one says, love you, and the other, love you more. We have some little birds that I also got at Target. I thought they were cute because Sandy wears glasses and I am very much the chef. spread for this evening. Trader Joe's, Aldi, you cannot go wrong. We have organic sourdough that is non-GMO project verified, so I figure if I must have gluten, that is probably the safest way to go. We have an Irish cheddar, we have Toscana black pepper cheese, some aged salami, Trader Joe's hummus, the smoked Gouda, brie, chocolate-covered cranberries, some gluten-free rice crackers, classic Cars water crackers, and some veg. Queen of charcuterie. It is now Wednesday, and it is such a beautiful sunny day outside. Unfortunately, I cannot go for a walk around the block because I am expecting a call in about 15 minutes at work. However, in the meantime, I thought I would unroll the yoga mat and do a little sunshine yoga flow. Morning. It is like 4:45 on Thursday, and I'm up early because I am making pain au chocolat today, and I'm not awake yet. I'm very tired, so I need to make some coffee or something. But I'm making them because it is almost Valentine's Day. But also, my fiance has been carting me around to airports quite often lately, and will be again tomorrow. And so I just thought I would make something sweet for my sweetie. But the poor cats are so confused. Their feeders usually go off around 6:30, which is typically when we also start getting up and moving for the day. So the fact that I am up and moving for the day and they don't have food yet, it's really throwing them for a loop. But they can just wait another hour and a half or so and they'll have their breakfast. I'm gonna get started and I will show you as I go. I'm about to start measuring out ingredients, but I wanted to bring this out because a lot of people who bake, I get it, use cups and just kind of wing things together. But to be completely honest, when you're making pastry, specifically French pastry, you really need to have a scale because you can't just wing things in a bowl. It doesn't work like that. Specific measurements typically help things turn out better. I learned that making macarons, which if you've ever made macarons, you know. We have our flour, sugar, water, butter, and salt all ready to be mixed. I'm going to add the yeast as well. And I wanted to show you the yeast I'm using. I'm using the Red Star organic yeast, and Red Star is the absolute tops when it comes to yeast. The parent company of Red Star has been around since like the 1800s, so I would highly recommend Red Star. I like the organic yeast. They also have Platinum, a Quick Rise. They have a lot of different options, so be sure to keep an eye out for them when shopping for yeast. As I'm mixing it, I actually realized I should have started in this bowl because I do need to use my beautiful pink KitchenAid that I was gifted for Christmas. So we're gonna transfer everything from this bowl to that bowl and get mixing. absolutely one of those things that I have to get used to because I have not had a KitchenAid my entire life. I've done all of my baking without one. And I just got this for Christmas from my fiance. And I always have to consciously remind myself, like, you have a mixer, use it. That is everything for right now. I need to get cleaning up the kitchen because already there's flour everywhere, but that needs to rise for a couple of hours. The recipe said let it rise at room temperature for 1 hour and then put it in the fridge for 8 to 16 hours. And one, I don't have that kind of time. And two, I've never done that before. I've always just let it rise on a counter for a couple of hours because yeast eats sugar faster when it's warm than it does when it's cold. So I don't really get the fridge thing. If you do, let me know in the comments, please. It's always good to learn new baking tips. But I'm gonna check it in a couple of hours and then we will move on with what's next. So we've had a bit of an outfit change. I was snuggling with the kitties and my t-shirt was completely covered in hair. I wanted to share with you an Amazon Prime package that I got while we continue to wait for the dough to rise. And I'm really excited about this package, so let me show you what I got. So I work from home and I stare at a computer screen most of the day. And then when I'm done working or I take a break from working, I have my phone at the gym and I'm watching YouTube videos or Netflix while I do cardio. Most of the day, I'm staring at a screen. I've officially given into the hype of the blue light glasses. And this is a set by, the box doesn't even say the brand. I will link it down below, the ones that I got. There's 3 pairs in here, and there's a tortoise shell, a black, and a clear pair. So I'm gonna open the black ones first because I feel those will be my go-to. And they actually feel like fairly decent quality, and they don't have like the weird bluish tint in the lens that some glasses do. So we'll have to try those on. I don't know. What do we think? It's weird seeing myself with glasses, but I think they could work. I think they could really do something for us. And then we'll try on the tortoise shell ones. Oh, who is she? Okay. The great thing is if you have glasses, you can, or at least for me, I can slide them down a little bit so that my nose does not look as nose as it normally does. So, illusion. And if you're wondering, yes, my nose is one of my biggest insecurities. Thank you. It's there, right in the middle of my face. Can't do anything about it. Finally, we have the clear pair. I'm not entirely sold on these. There's just something about them that I don't love as much as the other 2 pairs. I think the winners for today are going to be the black. Because I actually do have a lot of emails to do today, a lot of computer work that I'm gonna have to do. I think these will just do the trick. Again, I will link these down below because there is no brand on the box. And I've just found there's this little blue card in here. And on the back it says, please irradiate the white square below with the Blu-ray generator. They also gave you a little Blu-ray generator. The stronger the blue light, the darker the color. So if we come here, so I don't know if I'm supposed to look at this. Oh wow, it actually like turned purple. So I guess this is supposed to prove that wearing these glasses protects your eyes from damage. Yeah, do we like the black butter? Or do we like, in my ear. Or do we like the tortoiseshell butter? The dough needs just a bit more rise time. As you can tell, it has already grown a bit. While that finishes rising, we are going to do the last step before prep, which is cutting the butter, layering it, and creating kind of a flat sheet of butter that will then be folded into the dough, creating all of the lovely, lovely lamination. The butter beaten into submission. And I'm gonna pop this back in the fridge while I roll out the dough, and then we'll get folding. Complete. I need to clean up again because I am covered in flour yet again. Very, very smart of me to wear all black on a day that I am baking. And I need to get back to work and emails and all of that, and then I'll check in on this probably after lunch. It says like 8 hours in the fridge, but I think I can get away with 4. I'm about to start the final steps of the pain au chocolat. But before I do, I wanted to share with you these unreal coconut dark chocolate bars. My friend Melody brought these to me during our girls' night the other night, and I'm keen to try them. She told me to put them in the freezer. So, Melody, I'm taking your advice. I froze them, and they're just little individually wrapped chocolate bars. And I like coconut, I do, but I feel like it depends. Like if it's a coconut cream, great. If it's flaky coconut, I'll pass. Is it dark chocolate? They're dark chocolate, which is even more exciting. On. Okay, I'm not getting the freezer part. I can't even bite this. Well, it's definitely the flaky coconut. I don't know if I like it. It's not bad, but what I might do is I might have it with a really strong cup of coffee, because then at least you have the bitterness to offset the chocolate and the coconut. And I just feel like if you were to dip this into coffee, it would be doable. But I'm not sold on the flaky coconut. I don't think these were a win. So I picked up a couple of these dark chocolate bars from Trader Joe's because I find this is a really good chocolate to crush up and put inside of the pain au chocolat. And I really just break these up. I will say, it is only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you ever wish for a glass of red wine more, this chocolate, I mean, you have to treat yourself. So good. So good. As I roll these out, I am actually using silicone macaron mats, and I'm gonna roll the dough out on each of these because it just helps prevent another floury mess in the kitchen. Plus, they can bake right on these. And I just picked these up at Michael's. They were very inexpensive, but Michael's has a great baking row. So highly advise if you're gonna be making pain au chocolat or any French pastries really, baking mats are so, so helpful. already you can see the lamination going on where you have dough, butter, dough, butter, dough. And as that heats up, we're gonna roll this out to make the individual pain au chocolat, but as that rolls out, these layers are going to get kind of smushed, but they'll maintain their hold because the dough is cold. The dough over. The side that I was rolling is the smooth side, and that's going to be what's on the outside of the pain au chocolat. So I'm going to cut this down the middle and then into 4 sections so that I have 8 pain au chocolat. And then when I roll them, that nice smooth side will be on the outside, whereas some of these mistakes where the butter has popped through, those will now be on the inside. It's a pro hack. Stick with me. The pain au chocolat, and now I'm going to get going on the other half, let those rise for about an hour, and then we'll get baking. It's about an hour later now, so we're going to check and see. Hopefully they've puffed up a little bit, which it looks like they have. And I have an egg wash that I'm going to quickly give them a bath in, and then we'll pop them into the oven. These will go in for about 18 to 20 minutes. Our oven is a bit old and runs quite hot, so it might be a little bit shorter for me. Okay, tray number 2 coming out of the oven. And hopefully these turn out just as good as tray number 1. Wow. I think they look incredible. A little bit of chocolate seepage, but that's probably my fault for doing something wrong. Oh, they look so good, and they smell incredible. So I've given them a few minutes to cool. The recipe said that you need to structurally let it set. Paul Hollywood would definitely critique me because they're not all uniform in size. But other than that, I think it'll come down to taste. Actually, I think we might have to do a taste test of this little guy. You're coming with me. So you can tell already, it's very flaky. And all of the layers are there. Oh my god, they smell so good. It's so good. It's so good. Don't laugh, but it is the next day, and I am packed and on my way to the airport again, heading home to Michigan for a few days, then Canada, then New York, and then I'll finally be back end of February, but I'm excited to take you with me again.